year in 2015, you were here for Hope's 25th anniversary celebration. At the end of 2015, we spent some time just marking that occasion of our 25th anniversary. And we spent that time looking more toward the future than toward the past. And we had kind of a guiding scripture that we journeyed through as we were celebrating our 25th anniversary. I want to remind you of what it was. It was from the prophet Isaiah, from the 54th chapter and the 2nd verse. And it says this: "Enlarge the place of your tent, stretch your tent curtains wide, lengthen your cords, strengthen your stakes." And what we were saying then was that we felt that God was going to be leading us into a season of growth and a season of expanding our influence as a community of faith. And since that time, we have experienced growth. Our attendance in worship has grown. Our small groups ministry has grown significantly. The number of small groups, the number of people in small groups. Our children's ministry, our student ministries, we've added ministries. So we've been doing additional kind of growth since the end of 2015, and that's been awesome. If you've come in 2016 or you're new today, you're part of that addition that we've been experiencing here at Hope, and we are so thankful to God for that. But I believe that we're being called into a season of multiplication. And I wanted to talk to you about what that might look like for us in the next year and beyond. And we're calling this season, this time, Hope Next. Hope Next. And really what we're talking about doing is adding a campus to this ministry that we call Hope. By a campus, I mean taking what we're doing here and starting another Hope in another community nearby. So it's different than a church plant. It's really an extension of this ministry in another place. So the same name and the same leadership and the same DNA that are all a part of this church will be a part of that church. That's the difference in a lot of ways between a campus and a church plant. So Hope was a church plant 25 years ago. Haddonfield Methodist sent a group of us over here. We started a church, we did our thing, and God blessed, and we started this church. A campus is just an extension of who we are. So the same staff will be the staff there, the same leadership will be the leadership there, the same vision and ministry strategies will all be true of that place. And so just imagine if this is what God wants us to do, that within about a year, 100 more people in a different community are having the experience of church that we so enjoy. And maybe it's 120, maybe it's 150, I don't know. Who knows how God will use that. So, as we are looking at that, now this is something that I've been looking at and leaders here have been looking at for a couple of years and trying to figure out what that would look like and how that works and so forth. And so we've been studying this for a while now. And I've come to believe that this is the time that this congregation, where we are right now, is in a place where we can do this. But it's still a BHAG, right? It's a big, hairy, audacious kind of goal. And we have never, in 25 years, have never undertaken a BHAG without first saturating it in prayer. And so that's where I want to invite you to join the team. Beginning a week from tomorrow, so Monday, March 20th, we're going to launch a 30-day prayer initiative. So for 30 days, every day, we're going to send out an email to everyone who signs up to be part of the team with a specific prayer request related to launching a new campus in another community. And we're going to ask you to just take a moment when you get that email or sometime during that day to just pray over that specific request. Because here's the deal, as exciting as I think this is, if God's not in it, I want nothing to do with it. What I've been saying to leaders here about this over the last few months is, I want this decision to not be based on fear or ego, the decision to do this or not. Fear would be, oh, it's too scary, it's too big, it's too complicated, it could do damage, that's all fear stuff. I don't want to decide anything on fear. Or ego, that we're so brave, we've got this all together, we've got everything figured out, that it's a softball for us, we can do this. That's all ego. That if we do this, that we know, that you know, that this is the Spirit of God leading us into this. So here's what I'm asking you to do today. I want you to sign up to be part of this prayer team. And it's easy to do that. So up on the screen, there's 3 ways that you can sign up today to be part of the prayer team. That's all we're asking you to do, is to pray for this initiative for 30 days. And so you can text that number, and just in that text message, put your name and your email address and text it to that number. You can email Nancy at meethope.org, and you'll get on the distribution list that way. There. My prayer is that every one of you, there's no reason not to do this. You may say, well, I'm not like a big prayer. I'm not an expert prayer. There's no such thing. Okay. If you can say, God, here's the request, and I just want to live this along with others, and you can be part of this. I want everybody in this church to be part of this, so that we'll know for sure that God is leading us in this way. We're not. All right? So a week ago, I just want to close with this. A week ago today, Marilyn and I were in Jerusalem. And as we were walking around Jerusalem, I just had this sense of, this is where it all started. This is where the church started, here in Jerusalem. Wow. But it didn't stop there. Christ followers went from Jerusalem to other cities and towns and villages around there and told people the good news of Jesus. And those people got committed, and churches started, these little gatherings of Christians. And they would begin to grow in their faith and see Jesus at work. And they would say, we can't keep this to ourselves. And so a group of people from that church would go to the next village, the next town, the next city, and they would do the exact same thing. And that was repeated over and over and over and over, and it became a worldwide. And it hasn't changed over 2,000 years. You guys all know that the church in the United States has been on a decline for a generation. And part of that is because the church has been slow to figure out how to speak to new generations the timeless truth of Christ. And so God has blessed us. We've done some things well here. But it's not just for us. Like Christians over 2,000 years, maybe it's our time to take that good news into another community, another town, and to establish another community of faith where men and women, boys and girls, hear the transforming power of Christ and have an experience of community that we're having here. My prayer, it's not my prayer, my ask is that you sign up, that you're part of this prayer initiative. And so we'll know at the end of 30 days, we'll have a pretty good idea if God is in this. And if God is in this, buckle up. It's going to be exciting. Amen?